بث المحتوى المباشر. العنوان بلا بلا بلا.
You saw Jam Side, 7 SSK say, I don't care if I lose the first 3 times here. We're going to master this. We're going to turn it around. And they did. They had a great, at least, showing at some point at the last one. So players are going to stick to their guns.
Early engagements, man. That is just, I love seeing those fights with the gray weapons, right? You really can tell who can figure it out with not much to work with. That's always the challenge that players have to deal with in the beginning of a game like this. Now, I do understand we have Balla standing by to break it down and what we saw in Game 4. Balla?
Yeah, well, Aqua and Nyrox definitely showed up here today, and the resurgence of EU is maybe starting. We've got 2 more games to go, but I want to talk about Mongrel and Mitro and what they had to do in this game here. They actually ran into Zexro and Vinny. We're going to start off. GB, you're talking about early game engagements. This is one that's been going in the duo of Mongrel and Mitro's favor against Skeptic and Clicks and Neo till.
والله شكلها الجيم. اها واحد وبطل. نسيت بدناش صوت. ها يلا نيجي ناس. نعمل هيك. نقعد نتحذر. تمام هيك. شاهدونا متزامنون. والله اخوان تعملوا مسبعوا القناة. حي يا
Everyone getting all ready for games 5 and 6. And then we crown our first ever Fortnite World Champion. Crazy to say out loud.
مباراتين هسه.
This is it. It's happening.
أول مرة في بطولة ثنائي.
Now, there have been a lot of duos that have been the talk of the town, but one duo in particular that have a lot of fans excited are Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage. And we did get an opportunity to catch up with them. And they're currently in 8th place. Can they climb up?
والمركز الثامن أظن صعب يعني، بس هو بيعملوا دراما وأكشن كذا. فورتنايت وورلد كاب.
This is a scary duo. Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage.
Our communication is probably the best in the world.
I'm gonna rift us.
Yeah, go.
والله.
I just think we're on another level.
Behind you. Double RPG, 3, 2, 1.
Absolute destruction there.
This dual partnership has changed our lives. We've been able to accomplish so much more together.
Let's go!
He encourages me, I encourage him.
We're best friends,
والله العيال.
we're partners, and it makes me smile.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Check me again, bro. We're savage.
شو تحس لعبة أطفال.
My name is Benji Fish, and my in-game name is Benji Fish.
One of the most terrifying duos coming out of Europe, period.
يوروب. نوروي. UK. والله كيف اجتمعوا
We live in
هذا؟
different places, but we talk every day online.
I live in Oslo in Norway, and Benji lives.
I live in Surrey in the UK.
And I travel to England to meet him, see how he's doing here.
أول اجتماع.
He has my back. If I ask him something, he'll help me out. We don't actually just play Fortnite. We play other games when we just want to have fun.
We have a lot of the same interests. He's always really humble. I love his personality. Yeah, we're great friends.
يعني يعني قريت في الانديز. طب بعدين هنا عندي وين نحطها؟ مباشر بطولة فورتنايت. نجرب هيك. ليس أبوك حاله بده يفوت هسه، يعني هو مقطع بعضه. شو هذا؟ جيسون مصطفى الشقبي. حياتك سوي لينك لايك للبث. ممكن هسه حسوي، سويت. تصدق على الحموزة. دعم قنوات يوتيوب العربية. بطلنا ستريم فورتنايت دوس فاينلز. للجميع. ها كيف هاي؟ خلاص شو بعرف. شو يا زلمة قسم بالله. قناتي مان وين فايتني؟ قناتك هيك. عفوا ويني هاي؟ هيدت بوست. انت وشو هذا؟ هيج فيشنج. والله من عاجبني. لا شوف هاي بدي اياها. هيدت بوست. انت وشو هذا؟ هيج سايتر فيشنج. والله من عاجبني. لا شوف هاي بدي اياها. هيدي كويس. خص هيدت بوست. انت وشو هذا؟ هيج لايك مرة تخبط. مشاهدات. أي واحد يا زلمة. هسه استراحة. هي استراحة ولا مي هي استراحة؟ إجابات. في بالله. فورتنايت طبعا. وشو فورتنايت؟ جيمرز الأردن. يا زلمة انت كل شوي دينك تشغله. ستريمينج فورتنايت تورنمنت. بس راح يقول لي سبام ايوه بندنج. ليش يا زلمة؟ ليش؟
It's a dream come true, to be honest. It's all I've wanted to do is just play games, and to have a huge opportunity like this is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but yeah, just crazy opportunity to be able to play against the best players around the world.
حبيبي حبيبي الناس المفروض بيعرفوا مين هذا. في بوكس وال شو هالكوميونتي رائش. ثانكس مان، دعم اللايك شكرا. بس صراحة هاي في هسه استراحة 5 دقايق واجيب كاس شاي او قهوة او نسكافيه. شو
大家好，我是 XXM， 我来自中国。
中国。
The rocket's gonna come up through. Are they all coming down?
我叫小蒙德，我来自中国。
我们是在那个亚洲锦标赛第6周海选的时候，靠双排拿到了亚洲第1。
A second rocket going to catch both players? How do you even find that angle?
当时我很高兴，我超级高兴，从桌子上跳了起来。
These guys,
والله برافو عليهم.
you have to be careful. You cannot sleep on them.
我们为了准备这个比赛，我们每天基本上要训练12个小时以上。
我想我到现场的话，我的心应该会蹦出来。
我希望他们可以好好的去看这场比赛，因为能学到很多的东西。
And it's over before we could even say anything because X-Men and XXM just destroyed them. Don't land on these guys.
因为我平时很喜欢购入，然后如果说获得这么多奖金的话，我一定会买。
shopping هذا. شو بالنسبة لي؟ meet and greet.
There you go, bro. Nice to meet you.
There you go,
Enjoy
bro.
your weekend, okay? Thank you.
Profound respect. I see you guys play yesterday the first time.
Yeah.
A lot of skills.
Good fun. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
it's
fun.
pretty cool, man. Very impressive.
والله.
Hey, man, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
I've been following you for so long.
Thanks so much.
It's crazy I'm here. I can't believe it, man. Can I get a video of you saying that I'm the best Fortnite player?
Okay.
Can you say Lucas is the best Fortnite player?
Lucas is the best
Yeah.
player. Okay.
Alright guys, we're here with Ali and he has a message.
Very important message. Lucas is the best Fortnite player, okay?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you so much.
What's up, buddy? What's your name?
والله.
Kevin. Nice to meet you, bro. How are we doing today?
شو
Thank you. Yeah, it was crazy. $1 million jump. My
Gus.
teammate really clutched up. Have a good one. Yeah. Boom. There you go, buddy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.
You're my brother. That's your biggest fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. So, man, what's your name? James? And Justin. How we doing, boys? Sign right there.
really our fans.
Good. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
12 ثانية. بسم الله. هو في حدا أصلا موجود؟ هلو هلو، مين عمل لايك؟ علي عملت لايك؟ تمام، اكتب رسالة. شو بدي اكتب رسالة؟ شو بدي اكتب؟ إذا بعدين مع التفاهة هاي. طب ما هو كله is gonna be taken down dude. إجابات واحد. طب كيف طلع 2 هون؟ أنا برجع بالمية. هذا طبعا لسه شو. I'm inviting you to like this page. To like this page. اوكي. one bending. هاي قال لي شي one bending. الجميع شو اسمها هاي؟ جيمرز الأوردر. هيك هسا شو؟ هيك بس. برجع.
That's obviously the big mechanical way for the game. So I just tell people to stick in like one sensitivity and just work your way at it, and it really comes a long way with my aim, my building, everything like that.
I say practice makes perfect with everything in life. Just I think about the game. The more you practice, the more you play creative, the more you get mechanical, game-wise, and all that else. So I think practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. هاي اسمها تقولين الشاب. يلا نستنى اللعبة بس. شوف هيك هاي هون وهون. والله معقول في حدا كان. نشوف ايش بقول لك فلاج. والله هات نشوف كم حدا حضرها. 2 views. ممتاز. 2 views.
Thus far, honestly, it's been insane. I've had a chance to watch some of the plays, some of the shots from some of these players, the accuracy, the heads-up gameplay. Jack, it's been insane. What do you think so far?
It's insane, Dr. Lupo. It is great to hear your voice, and I am so excited to be casting these
Feels
final
good.
2 games together for the Fortnite World Cup Finals duo competition. We are 2 games away from crowning our first ever Fortnite World Champions, who will win a combined $3 million US. Wow. That is a lot of money if you don't know how much US dollars is worth, because this is the World Cup, as you know. But Ben, I'm so excited.
It's insane. The $3 million for first place. It's not the only position on the leaderboard that takes home 7 figures. And to look at that leaderboard, we're going to throw it over to Sundown just to see where everybody stands thus far.
نشوف الأول الفريق.
Thank you so much. And what we have here is the current top 10 on the board. Now we talked about this being the World Cup
أمريكا كندا كلهم أمريكان.
All of the regions in there, you can see NA currently sitting on top, but EU just behind them with representation from.
لعبة أمريكان مشاهدة.
About our most recent victory royale out of Nyrox and Aqua, climbing them into the top 10. Now, what we want to take into account, 2 matches are left. The highest elim totals we've seen out of a pairing is 12. We've seen it twice.
12.
What we have seen on the victory royale end, we've seen a 9 elimination, but more commonly, it's right around 5 or 6. So what does that mean? We can expect about 2 of the winners to come out with 15 to 16 points. If you look at that top 10 right now, the spread is 17 points. With 2 games remaining, everyone who is on this board has the ability to challenge for the top spot to be the first ever duos world champion at the Fortnite World Cup. No one is out of it. The Chinese pair is just off the page as well. Anybody can make a play. 2 matches are left. Let's head back inside, back into the action. Lupo and Courage, take it away.
Sundan, thank you so much for your analysis of the board thus far. And you're right, looking at the board, the limited spread between 1st and 10th, 17 points is incredibly close, but that's not like the beginning of it. You have to realize that across all 50 duos, just 2 games, these last 2 could push any duo all the way up into the top. That top 10 taking an amazing amount of prizing home, Jack.
Yep. It is a life-changing amount of money, to say the least.
Jeez Louise. طبعا في حدا بيحضر ولا بحضر لحالي أنا؟ أنا نجرب سكرها يا والله إني أتحذر إذا أنا مقرفت حالي. هذا بجوز إنه علي. أهم ما في غير علي.
Still region, still trying to push on through. I think NA is going to do it. I really do.
It's anybody's game, to be quite honest, but it's interesting to see trends from the qualifiers of previous weeks. You know, the 10 that we had leading up to this moment. Some of the names that were stars then, stars yet again here, and that consistency is going to shine through in a big way as we go into late games. We've had some of the highest player count final circles that we've ever seen. We've had a lot of aggressive gameplay from people at clutch moments. And that's not the end, Jack. We've got 2 games left, and Game 5 is ready to go, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, this crowd has been incredible live here at the Arthrash Tennis Arena in New York City. Which region will reign supreme? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle bus has launched. Game 5 is underway.
For the last few matches, Jack, we've seen some relatively contested, popular drop zones. I've been watching on Twitter, and a lot of people have discussed whether or not Loot Lake right now is one of the hottest drops in the game. You have a number of duos, high-power duos that have dropped there consistently thus far. Do you think going into this Game 5 and 6, we're gonna see similarly contested early drops, or are people gonna change up the strategy with the amount of prizing on the line?
I think the thing that we've seen so far is the teams that stick to their strategy are the teams that are, you know, staying out on top. It's why they're consistently placing Saf and Zate, for example. Wouldn't be surprised to see people stick with their normal game one more time. Again, as Sundown did a great job of highlighting, Dr. Lupo, one big performance, 12 elims in a victory royale, 22-point game would shoot you way up the leaderboards.
Oh yeah.
So you can't count yourself out yet, as we do see our last match winners currently on our screen.
Uncontested there. Nyrox dropping in an early baller. He's just going to go ahead and move on. And actually does see targets down below. A couple attempted shots. That scope, they are accuracy at this level. Going to have to be very key if you're going to try and pick up an elimination that early. The scope might be exactly what Nyrox needs to establish yet another elimination to put himself higher on the leaderboard with his duo.
Remember, the scope, the assault rifle, a hit scan weapon. You aim, you point, you shoot. If it's on him, it'll hit him, and these guys have pinpoint accuracy, as it's known. You know, when you land on the southwest side of the map, if you don't land in an exact big area, it's a very, very scrappy start. It's a lot around getting a baller, rotating on through, and just trying to, pick up one chest here, loot one building here, and piece some things together. It's known how tough it can be, but Nyrox and Aqua currently on their way. Let's shift our focus towards Neo Tilted here. You see Mongrel and Mitro, who so many times have been contesting here with Clix and Skeptic. Clix and Skeptic so far, pretty quiet day today, Dr. Lupo.
I would agree. 4 duos, though, in Tilted. Going to be interesting to see who opts to take an early out, maybe go for the ballers that spawn in that slipstream around the outside, or maybe get a little aggressive and push on another team that spawns in there. Potentially from an earlier game, though, Skeptic hopefully learned his lesson. You don't want to L the camera necessarily too early.
Yep.
Love to see the confidence, though. He's a very confident player, which does not surprise me. Extremely skilled, so that kind of gameplay, you're going to see it from Skeptic on and off the stream and on and off the land here. Arthur Ashe Stadium, one of the coolest arenas I think we've ever done this in.
Oh, incredible. It's, you walk on through, you see all the tennis greats, and I hope they put up a poster of the winner of the Fortnite World Cup there. It's Serena Williams, Saf and Zate.
Honestly, it would be incredible.
It would be. I think that sounds good to me. I think that people wouldn't be confused at all. But maybe it's the start of a great legacy here at this arena. But right now, you begin to point out Mongrel and Mitro landing here every single game. 4 teams though, still in Neo Tilted. When will the battles begin? 97 players left. Every duo still represented.
Crazy powerful loadout. You saw he has 4 shadow bombs this early in the game. Those are incredibly powerful going into late game, especially when you're attempting to avoid confrontation as much as possible until just the right moment. You can shadow bomb out of almost anything. Granted, the people that may see you rotate don't have pinpoint accuracy, right, which honestly is typically the case in a lobby like this.
Well, we go ahead and look at Lucky Landing right now. 2 teams currently here. This has been the case so far this game. Gustavox 8 and Wishy DP up against M11Z. And the duo right there.
At this point, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like they're just opting to do a little bit of a split here. Just watching the opponents move around down below. They don't necessarily have to push this yet. They do have a little bit of time before the Storm starts to make a move here, so pressure is going to be applied before you know it. But a loadout like this, there's no shotgun in the inventory. They have the shockwaves to rotate if they need to, but those are oftentimes saved for late game if you can do it. It's an easy way to push through opponents' builds that are above you, as we've seen in previous matches countless times. Take the high ground without maybe being challenged. The only downside is you put yourself way out in the open. We did see a number of players get eliminated on the fly, literally, while shooting through the air with their shockwaves. So we'll have to see. Shots are behind Gustavox 8. Knockdown, no shield remaining.
Wondering if Daedra and M11Z decide to push off this Wishy. Reveals that he does have that heavy sniper. Grenades coming on through. Quick little reaction right there to box up for a brief moment. But remember, when you get that shield broken, there is a unique animation and sound effect. So Daedra and M11Z know that Gustavox on top has no shield left, and that heavy sniper rips through the wood right there. Good coordination to get some damage done on this player.
Saw Daedra holding that edit, that pyramid at the top, so we can look through, and shots from the duo up above, Wishy and Gustavox, well coordinated. No push yet. This is kind of a stalemate at this point, which for all 4 of these players may end up fighting them in the back. That being said, Wishy, the fly in right there, pushing up, trying to get past, moving over to this brick pig, make their way into maybe a little bit of side cover.
Shrine made for me on the map is. Now Wishy will go ahead and loot that chest alongside Gustavox, who are both out of shields. Looks like Daedra and M11Z did what they wanted to, which is to push them out of Lucky Landing. Not sure if they're going to continue to pursue this. It doesn't appear so right now. And all things considered, I don't think they need to, right? They can go back now, farm up this whole area, check for the certain loot spots that may have been missed, and continue to get materials now. Moving towards Dusty Divot. Rogue members Tetra and Eclipse currently building up with players just below.
Clix and Skeptic. Duo underneath. A little bit of a split for Tetra and Eclipse. Hopefully does not come to bite them in the back. We'll see here in a second. Eclipse pushing up, trying to match position with Tetra. Shots on the baller. You don't want to see those things last too long. Nobody was in it. It was just rolling down the hill.
And this could be really useful, Ben, because the players down low that are going to get by this airstrike, I believe it's Clix and Skeptic, are only building with wood, and wood gets shredded on through. And Skeptic, because of that, now down to just 25 HP, and that might be the green light for this duo to push on forward. One player challenging up top. Eclipse has him trapped in the box. Does take a little bit more damage. It will be a build battle for height. Eclipse with a ton of materials, but look at the elimination feed. Tetra with the elim onto Skeptic, so it's a 2 versus 1. Clix all by himself.
Even if there's a sacrifice in the 2v1, that 1v1 afterwards and the pickup, the revive your teammate might be the best play. We'll see here in a second. Pressure from above, not yet. Clix all by himself right there. To take just a second and heal up. Any chance you can get to get a little bit of HP might be the key to staying alive.
And this is where I believe adjustments need to begin to be made, right? Eclipse and Tetra, as they push on forward. Clix now all by himself, trying to force him to happen. There's no shot right there as he goes down. The day of struggles for Skeptic and Clix continue. But the point I was going to make right there is now you're getting to a point where you need to go and push for those elims if you want to make the climb back up that leaderboard. Eclipse and Tetra obviously still have some work to do in that 2 versus 1 before another team can begin to push on in and try to steal that last elimination. They have to force the 2v1. Thankfully, Clix does it for them. They get the free elim and win that fight at Dusty Divot.
Meanwhile, Safin's 8. First game winners, current leader. Saf beat from above. Oh my gosh, the heavy snipe to knock the pyramid, and immediately capitalizing on Saf being exposed, leaves Zayt in a 1v2. A little bit of a panic, and the Shadow Bomb may or may not be enough. Right into the slip to try and sneak away. run down in some previous builds. That's a quick pick off there from 4ZR and nowhere.
And that's the second time we've seen that today. The player with the heavy sniper, they can see that the pyramid is being edited on through and peeked through. So they immediately call that out. They time the shot alongside AR shots, or that one, I believe it was actually shotguns. And Saf is eliminated before he can even build a single wall. As right now, it's Zayt all by himself. Now moving towards the northeastern side of the map near pressure plant. Our mech friend no longer there, but Nyx just took a ton of damage. Close by, I believe. Did he get sniped? I think he got sniped.
I believe he did. Sitting on quite a bit of healing, though. The slurp, minis, that campfire, all going to be big there. You see he's waiting for the campfire to finish. He's going to pop that slurp, get back to 100, 100. Meanwhile, Airwax, Nikov owning the top of the ship here. Just taking shots at anybody that rotates. That high ground advantage, even early game. We look at it a lot late game. Yep. A lot of the build fights and late game rotations are capitalized by players that have the high ground advantage. But even early game, high ground gives the ability to scout. Aiden, Sean goes down. Aiden, an attempt to push on through and try and pick up the elimination on his opponent. Quinton inside the box there, does knock the wall out, picks up the materials, and can't quite grab the card of his teammate.
I was going to say, I think that the teammate was not. So it is a 1 versus 1 in this fight. Aiden at max HP, gets the high ground for the moment. Quinton, absolute the health disadvantage. Aiden most likely knows this, continues to push for this elimination, wants to clean this up as quickly as possible. Wondering if Quinton has any traps to be used right here. Doesn't appear so as of right now. That edit was just missed by Quinton as he tried to go push back up to the high ground. Just get above. Aiden pushes on in, spraying. Unfortunately not able to connect, takes 44 damage right there. Quinton, a masterful fight so far. Aiden's health advantage now gone as they're about 15 HP between each other. But Aiden has the chug splashes, and Dr. Lupo, they show off just how good they are right there.
Quinton stuck all the way up top, popping that med kit, trying to get back to 100 HP. Aiden and Quinton in a little standoff here, a back and forth of epic proportions. Quinton,
there's the storm.
A little bit of pressure. You got up above. Quinton trying to watch that, holding that pyramid edit with a peek. Trying to catch himself up inside the pyramid by resetting. Can't quite do it. Does fight for high ground. Aiden on controller. Don't forget that. One of the best controller players we've ever seen. 101 HP remaining. These inside the box fights, the combat for who can own a wall, the back and forth is insane. And the top down view, Aiden can't quite get that pyramid edit and gets caught in his own door.
Did he miss? Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he missed the edit out, did wind up building a door, and Quinton makes it back in time to grab the reboot card. So Aiden and Sean go down quite early in game number 5. 74 players remaining. Storm Surge still currently in play. Zayt and Saf far above it at 385 damage above. Shouldn't really have to worry about that too much. As Zayt is in another skirmish right here. Dr. Lupo not deciding to use the chug splashes to get that health up.
An interesting note here, you see Zayt taking single swings the wall that he doesn't own. He's attempting to bait the player from stopping a heal. He wants him to disengage from that so he can basically force a fight. He doesn't want them to get any of that HP back.
He got the floor.
Shield.
And he already had that wall!
Oh my gosh, and Tux goes down. What an angle shot from Zayt there.
And that right there is Zayt baiting his opponent into making that exact move. What you just saw was why Zayt has remained one of the best players in competitive Fortnite from the very early days. He replaced the first wall before that fight even began. Then he moved towards his opponent, shot out the floor to push him towards the wall he already replaced. And once he did that, once the player ran and thought he was safe, he quickly hops on up, edits his own wall that he placed earlier, and gets the free elimination. It's one of those plays that separates Zayt from the millions of other players that play Fortnite.
There's a reason they won that first game, Jack. It's going to show through and through throughout all these matches. Ziff called on your screen here. Game 5. 2 matches remaining.
It's a very easternmost zone, Dr. Lupo, so you're looking towards it right now. Lonely Lodge will still narrowly be in play. Outside of that, just the drone ship from up above.
The right side of your screen, don't get the format for these. Oh, Quinn goes down.
I think he got caught with his build still in his hand. He wasn't expecting it.
See the blueprint out. You hate to see that. The victory royale worth 10 points. Top 5 is 7. Top 10 is 5. Top 15 gets you 3. And every elimination, that single point, and every elimination so valuable in 6 matches. We're not looking at the same 10 that we saw in the qualifying weeks. You have only the 6, but it's a guaranteed 6. You have to take advantage of every elim you can, because looking at the leaderboard like Sundown did earlier, 17 points at that time spread first to 10th place.
Yep. Here the fights continue. Tyler 15 and Lanane in an awkward position right now as Tyler 15 has gone down, and there's pressure from both sides. And you've got to think these players know exactly where they are, and that's what they're going to do. Already 4 eliminations between ForTR as well as Noward, and they're trying to get this wall replaced. They've got one. Did he get the pyramid as well? I can't tell as of right now.
Interesting note about Tyler 15 and Lanane. They had planned to run just the first qualifier, week 2 together, and if they did not qualify for the World Cup, they agreed that they were going to try and hook up with their normal duos.
Yep.
And lo and behold, they qualified for the World Cup, so here they are. They have not spent a whole lot of time together, and it's amazing to say that because the cohesion between those two, oftentimes, when we watch them, they're on top of each other's game the entire time.
Yep. And that's why they've made it this far. 65 players left. The next storm surge could be happening soon. You see the shockwave grenades used as Crims right now eats a rocket to the face, down to just 79 HP. Thankfully, if you're a Crims fan, he does have 5 minis to pop, 2 big shields. I'm sure Spades. Oh no, Spades is full health, so I was gonna say, I'm sure Spades, if he needs some shields,
they are good to go. They are good to go.
Spades just needed more AR ammo to keep shooting, Dr.
Exactly, exactly. Hold down that left click and see what you can get. Especially in situations like this. We even saw that kind of thing happen in the Pro-Am. I think Tim the Tatman faced attacks from multiple sides while in the box.
It happens.
A number of players know how that feels, and so the ammunition does get chewed through quite quickly.
Absolutely is. You see where all these players are stacked up. Rote DW and Blue T taking over that main lodge right now. Sid's Lucky. Don't see the duo anywhere, so Sid's Lucky might be all by himself at the moment. 62 players left. Zayt, remember, by himself. Saf did get cut down earlier on, and it looks like Vinny also all alone. Maybe Zexor dropped earlier on in this game too.
Going into these late games, take advantage of their own nerves and use that to climb the leaderboard?
I mean,
or is it going to get the best of them?
I'm just really, I can't even speak from experience on this. I mean, yeah, sure, I played at a few Pro-Ams and sure outplaced you, Tim, Ninja, well, basically everyone yesterday as I got top 8, and that was an incredible performance that I'm truly proud of.
Jack, you outplaced us in both winnings and wake.
But as we take a look at this again, I actually forget what I was going for this because I was complimenting myself so much, but Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, 2 players who had a very quiet day so far, 4 points up to this game. They've matched that in this one alone, so they're at 8 overall, and well, that's that moment we're talking about. With the shield broken, the entire lobby has decided you are the player we're gonna shoot at, and Nate Hill is burning through materials. This is looking like it's gonna end right here for this FaZe Clan duo. Nate trying to make it through, just a frantic flint knock shot. At that point, it's desperation. 6 total builds, no healing, only 34 HP.
Imagine if Nate had caught Wade.
Did tag him. And no.
Gospel side is caught between multiple teams, players rotating into the zone, players that were originally taking shots. A tough break there in game 5 for Nate Hill and Funk Bomb.
Keenstar and Hunter do wind up finishing off that elimination with the help of Serpent and crew. 57 players left now. This zone, Ben, is in the middle of basically a forest, but most trees are now gone. I'm looking at the minimap right now. This is a pretty central zone where everything's remaining. So players on the outside will need to move in from all areas. The zone pushing forward. Here are Mitro and Mongol. A quiet game so far. 0 eliminations up to this point. The question remains, will EU climb up into the top 3? They're just on the outside right now. I know this is NA home turf, but I know the hundreds of thousands of European members of the Fortnite community are out there rooting for duos like Mongol and Mitro to pop on up. And unfortunately, when I mentioned EU duos, I just saw Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage go down to the duo of Arkram and Falconer as they continue to perform well, a team also in the top 6.
Not out of this just yet. 1 game still remaining. This circle, a east-southeast push. This is the 50-50 where you're going to see a number of players sit inside the next safe zone and take advantage of that ability to watch people rotate in. That's where a lot of the eliminations mid-game happen, is people trying to get into the next position. And players like Mongrel, Mitro, they are in spots to take advantage of that. That being said, Ronaldo does take out Mitro on the feet, picks up that elimination for the duo. 28 duos remaining. We're not even close to placement points yet. That happens at 15, Jack.
Yeah, and Mongrel knows this. When you look at his inventory right now, no combat shotgun, still this epic tactical shotgun, quite good. The big question for me, 2 shadow bombs, all the movement, how exactly does he play this? Mongrel looking for an elimination, shot comes on in, does get a small little shield tag, but not too much to begin to push that. Good job at least getting up this layer of height. Remember, it's so tough in elevation here when there's so many builds. Bottom right of your screen, another solo still remaining. It's Zate, who still has, I believe, 3 shadow bombs left, Dr. Lupo, to make plays in the late game.
2 of the biggest players we've watched thus far. A lot of people just waiting to see how things are going to play out. Mongrel holding this edit. He's waiting for that opportunity to pop up with that purple tag. See if he can do enough damage to pick up an elimination or at least a knock, especially as we get into the circles where movement of the entire zone is going to happen. A knock will translate into a full elimination. That siphon will kick into the HP or shield. Those last second elims before things start to move, those are huge. They give you that little boost you might need to engage another fight on the move. Falconer, Arkram sitting in a great spot right now, kind of smack dab in the middle of the current safe zone. Yeah. We have 21 seconds before this circle starts to move.
I mean, I feel like this duo hasn't been spoken about a ton so far today. They're currently top 5, Dr. Lupo, in another place where...
Incredible players.
Yeah, they can absolutely make some noise right here in this one if they can finish strong. Remember, other teams in the top 5, they'll still have representation. With Zate still in this one, Falconer and Arkram. Arkram quite weak at the moment, though, about 120 HP in total. 27 duos left. If you're keeping in mind the format of this game, it's top 15, and they're going to go ahead and shockwave across. They both use one shockwave together, and now the push begins. Falconer slowly inching towards this zone. He's being pressured by some stinks at the moment. Only 7 total builds left. He's got to follow up his teammate, and that's a great recovery by this duo. He's made it back to Arkram, but look at the high ground, folks. The battle begins now. Aqua and Nyrox are winners from last game, already back on height, and high ground has been the key to victory so far today.
Just underneath Airwax, the back-to-back Pro-Am winner, and his duo Nikov below. Previous game winner sitting all the way up on top. Cease and Elevate rotating across the very front of the circle. You see players flying across the current safe zone. The shockwave grenades so key in movement late game right now in the current meta. Players on bottom fighting it out. Only a few ballers left in play right now, and they're most likely, if not already, going to be eliminated very quickly.
19 duos left.
Aqua on the top. He'll come floating back down here in just a second.
Battle's still going. Nyrox and Aqua off the high ground. No one challenging for it as of yet. You got Elevate and C still on the low ground. Punisher there as well. Mongrel still making plays happen without any movement items left. We are 1 team away from placement points being earned, and there it is. We are now in our top 15.
Zay getting caught off guard from behind. Name drops in.
He wound up dropping in 16th.
It's just outside of placement points.
Zayt and Saf will not earn placement points this game. The lobby beginning to drop like flies, and look on the high ground still, folks. It's Nyrox and Aqua setting themselves up for a great spot at the end of this game. 2 players still left in ballers. Somehow, Mongrel is, oh no, he goes down right there. 11 players left, Dr. Lupo.
Players all the way to the high ground, still Aqua and Nyrox. They have absolute ownership of everything underneath them so long as they stay on top of their material count. They don't get overzealous with those builds. You have to savor those because right now there's nothing left unless you pick it up from a player that gets eliminated. Item at the edge of the zone goes down. Spray from that minigun from Aqua. He is not letting anybody move unchallenged right now.
So powerful. 2 duos left. It's Aqua and Nyrox, Cease and Elevate. The rest are all solos down low. Clusia with the elimination on a Chapix. Cease and Elevate decided to drop down low because I believe they're out of builds. They just got to go brawler mode right now. Cease getting chunked by this minigun of Aqua as he continues to rain down fire. Down goes Cease. Elevate now weak as well.
The circle's moving back the other way. Wolfies is at the forefront right now in one of the best spots because all those builds potentially already owned. He can just make his way on through without challenge.
Skype trying to challenge for high ground and gets absolutely beamed. Daedra and Wolfies in this game as solos. Clusia as well. Aqua and Nyrox. Could they get another victory royale currently at 5 eliminations this game.
Aqua, distinct grenades from above, still riding the minigun, still 250 small ammunition remaining. This thing is so punishing from above. You have that high ground advantage. You have the shots on Wolfies from above the elimination, a 3v2 situation. Aqua, Nyrox looking to pick up the first World Cup back-to-back victory royale, Jack.
Pressure coming on in, they drop down low, the tag's coming
Oh
through.
my gosh!
There it is! A 17-point performance from Aqua and Nyrox as they win it again.
That alone, those 2 games may be enough to push them all the way to the top of the leaderboard, and they are 1 game away, if they can hold that, from $3 million.
My goodness, folks, here it is again. Aqua with that minigun up top just made it impossible for any other team to even try to contest them on high ground. They send Nyrox down, Kluja there as well. Here, Kluja was doing everything he could, but again, when you're at a number disadvantage, Dr. Lupo, a health disadvantage, when you're on the low ground as well, I mean, I just don't see how you could even win the game. He tried to edit him down. Unfortunately, just can't hit the final shots as Aqua still drops him with 200 HP. And again, much deserved as they take the victory royale.
The reactions from these players are one of my favorite parts, especially at this level, Jack.
Yeah.
1 game remaining. World Cup Finals Duos competition, and the best players we've ever seen in any lobby, literally ever.
Yep.
And we're here along with literally 18,000 people at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah, and they are enjoying themselves here today. What a feeling it has been. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far of the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. A reminder for the millions watching online right now, we still have another day of competition, and tomorrow it gets even more intense. The solos competition will be underway. Tfue will be involved as well. I'm sure a lot of people here looking forward to that, as it is going to be one to remember tomorrow. There's no duos that can save you. There's no reboots. It's you and you only. The nerves will be at an all-time high.
Who do you have? If you look at the entire list of everybody for solos, real quick, 1 or 2 names. Who do you think's going to do well?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'm looking at anyone who's double qualified. For me,
100%.
right off the bat, as people that could be favorites. And, whoa, we just got the standings. And now I'm completely shifted focus. Saf and Zayt still in the lead.
3 points, Jack.
Yes.
First and second are separated by 3 points. The 2 victory royales now for Nyrox and Aqua, definitely moving them way up the leaderboard.
But look
second
at this.
place now.
EU and NA. The fight back and forth is there, right?
Twitter's talked about it about 1 million times.
Yep.
Reddit says it over and over again. EU versus NA, and I think right now this leaderboard screams that the competition on both sides is huge. Page 2 on your screen now, Jack.
And there's Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, 12th place right now, 25 points. The difference between 11th and 20th, just 6 points right now. Dr. Lupo, still anybody's game as this continues on through. What a day we've had so far, just 1 game left. Everything on the line here, players preparing for this one as it should be starting up momentarily, but again, there are our leaders. And what we saw right there was them actually looking at second place, seeing exactly where they stand. Remember, when tiebreakers come into play, that second victory royale could make a major difference. We are almost ready for this last game here, but we want to take a look back at game number 5 with Ball.
Thank you so much, Courage. The action is crazy and this leaderboard is so tight at the top. We're going to take a look at some of the moments from Zayt and Saf's game because Saf actually went down early. So let's go ahead and roll it because this is Zayt being 300 IQ. Using the sound of the slipstream. This is something he does so well. Crouching up. These players have no idea he's coming in. Finishes off the first one right away. That's for when Tux tries to make the play, but not before he finishes the elimination. And then Zayt ends up going down, tries to get the wall replaced for a bit, but continues on forward, gets back up with the slipstream, eventually comes back up to take out the last remaining player here. This was a 1v2 clutch. And if you think about the standings right now, they were at 40 points before this game began. They got 3 points in this one here. By himself, That's what kept him in the lead here today, right now. Finally picking up Volks on the outside of the zone. That's perfect play from Zay. Didn't get quite top 15, but he did get this one last elimination, and that is what is keeping them in the game right now. You have to remember, they did not play too well in the last game. They accrued a little bit of points, and they're doing it again. They have to have a strong game here. But when you think about the rest of them too, Mongrel and Mitro, they had only Mongrel for a little while. Vinny and Zexro, they only went down to Zexro as well. So clutch is all up. I mean, literally, it comes down to one player's performance. I can't wait to see this last game. Gentlemen, please, if you don't mind, close us out.
Thank you, Vola. Great stuff as always. And whoa, oh there, okay, okay.
Marshmello joining us on the cast.
Yeah, I think that's basically exactly how it works. Now we have a little bit of special announcement for everyone live in the venue right now. Pay attention, Fortnite World Cup attendees, to celebrate the 1 p.m. Marshmello live performance on Sunday, tomorrow, the first 2,500 fans to enter the Arthur Ashe Stadium will receive a Marshmello cosplay helmet to wear during the performance. The first 400 fans to enter the stadium will also receive the Marshmello supply drop codes. These special codes contain the Marshmello outfit, the Mellow Rider glider, the all-new Mellow Mallets pickaxe, and 1,000 V-Bucks. Also, the first 10,000 fans to enter the stadium will receive Fortnite-themed thunder axes to make noise while cheering on their favorite players during the Fortnite World Cup Finals. Doors to the Arthur Ashe Stadium open at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, so you want to make sure you get here early to make sure you get your seat. I'm looking forward to that.
Can you show me the axes, please?
I mean, look at this. You know how loud this is going to be in here tomorrow when you're banging these around, and you can annoy your siblings with these when you wind up going home with them. I don't want to give everyone any more ideas, but I'm ready for that performance. It's going to be an absolute blast. I know, I'm sure everyone here looking forward to that as well. Marshmello is so much fun to watch live, but this is it. Dr. Lupo, at the end of this game, we will crown the first ever Fortnite World Champions. I cannot believe we made it here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. $15 million on the line here. 3, 2, 1.
Jack, 10 weeks of practice, the qualifiers, constant hours of scrimmaging against each other. These players know each other's strategies. They know where they're going to drop. They know when they will and won't pressure. This is going to be intense. Everything comes down to this last match, and as we've seen from previous games, 20-plus points is easily attainable in a single match, which means tons of players still in contention for first place.
Yeah, anyone can still make some moves here.
The back-to-back winners, Nyrox, Aqua, on your screen right now. Saw him making a drop down to the southwest corner of the map. If it works, I think you stick to it.
Right? I mean, it's working for these guys right now. Who will win? Which region will take home the Fortnite World Champion title? And already the first player dropped. Eclipse goes. Tetra goes. That will end their duos competition just like that. Before Aqua and Nyrox have even landed. That's tough, Dr. Lupo.
Feels bad.
Feels bad, man.
Tried their hardest on to the next one. You know, Aqua, quick little note there, dealt 1,152 damage in the last match, over 3 times higher than the match average of 335. I think that goes to show just how involved Aqua and Nyrox love to get when combat situations arise, an opportunity to third party, take shots at players on rotation.
Yep.
Those damage numbers add up in a big way, and most of the time to eliminations, Jack. Every elim's a point. Placement is huge as well. PF's in and Nyx. Duo for Brazil looking to make shots here. Players over at Snobby do pick up that first elimination. Twiz goes down. His duo nowhere to be seen just yet, but that elim is big for them, an early point, very key. Format on the right side of your screen, if you forgot. Look it up top, that little evil base, the bolt action sniper rifle. Temporarily vaulted, brought back a headshot as a knockdown, 105 to the body. Big damage there.
go. Players now still fighting. Keatstar and Hunter. Shockwave grenades picked up. 20 total builds possible right now. 200 HP, so they have all the shields they could ever want. Wondering if they've done any damage yet to their opponents. Looks like they'll just go ahead and be happy with backing on them for now. Don't want their final game to end super early.
We can see in the minimap down there. I'm curious if they know other players are over there at Mega Mall. Meanwhile, Aiden and Sean. Paradise bombs. Aiden goes down. It's all up to Sean to try and make the clutch save. It is possible. SSK, Jam side, also dropping down here every single time, but it is not enough. Jam side comes out on top, able to temporarily save his duo.
And there goes Aiden and Sean. They now exit the World Cup duos as well.
More pressure though. Jay and Little also dropping here at Paradise. These highly contested, very important POIs are big. Oh my gosh, the aggression.
Shockwaves in, stink grenades deployed, and there it goes. The elimination comes on through as they got the scent of blood and like sharks in the water chase down their opponent.
You can't really blame them either in situations like this, though, especially at the World Cup. If you get a knockdown, if you're in a 2v1, you're even willing to sacrifice your teammate potentially in a situation like that to try and get another.
Already, people are dropping much quicker this game.
Oh, 100%.
Already down to 7 duos eliminated from this one. 84 players left in total. And you might think, that's not a lot in Fortnite, but no, trust me, right now in a lobby like this, they're going quick. And I will say this duo of Daedra and M11Z, if they can make it to late game with the assault rifles they have a legendary assault rifle, Dr. Lupo, and an epic infantry rifle. Both of those can shred. And as we know, editing out windows, finding opponents who are rotating, maybe hitting a slipstream or in shadow form, some well-timed AR shots can mean quick damage and eliminations.
We're going to have to see going into the late game if this aggressive gameplay continues. 30 seconds until the circle moves. Meanwhile, over at Neo Tilted, we've seen this 2v2 so many times. Clicks and Skeptic versus Mongrel and Mitro. The high ground taken all the way up top. Pressure from above. Clicks looking to see if he can hit a shot through his quick edit. 103 from Mongrel from underneath. Going to edit out and try and take the high ground. At this point, no shield on Clicks inside the box. Trying to get the edit, can't quite get it just yet. Here we go, opting to maybe fake a rotation away, maybe using the shadow to climb all the way up the high ground. Can't quite get it. He's going to have to jump all the way to the bottom to get back out of the fight. Hits from underneath. He's going to box up just a little bit and rotate for a better angle at this point. Meanwhile, Mitro in the baller. Bottom of the building. They're paired up together at this point. Mongrel actually, they're shifted buildings away from each other. And Clicks and Skeptic have the ultimate high ground from above on this fight. Beaming that baller. Can't quite see if they got the break just yet. But separated, Mongrel and Mitro not going to be as effective as Clicks and Skeptic when it comes to solo, just applying pressure to a single target. And that's so important because if you can get a shield break or even a knock because you've shot the same target, like you've beamed them down, you push your shots through their builds to try and counter it, it's so much easier when you're standing on top of each other. That might be pivotal in deciding who wins the current 2v2.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and back on up. I will say Skeptic basically saves Clicks right there, who was down to just 28 HP. Skeptic, if they get there in time, they get the minis popped as well. Landjock and Punisher, who had some early exits in some games. At the beginning of today, looking to see if they can end on a high note right now. One chunk splash used to get up to 157 HP. Landjock with the elimination down on the 2 Linane. As they continue to bust on through. 2 versus 1. Linane dead. They get the full elimination. Chug Splash unfortunately missed right there as he was shockwaved away, but he'll hop right back in to help his duo.
Drop in, fighting the same box. Tyler 15 goes down. That kind of 2v1 is tough. You're stuck inside the box with both opponents. There's kind of no way out, especially when some of the walls may not even necessarily be yours.
And Clicks and Skeptic run away from Tilted to not have to deal with a fight there, but instead push right into XXM and X-Men. Now the fight begins. Skeptic dropping on back, trying to dodge the sticks. Clicks taking a ton of damage right there as well. And did they just get an elimination? So the player was knocked. The player was knocked, and the elimination was actually finished by the airstrike coming on through. Clicks does get knocked by the stink. We hopped away from that at an unfortunate time, but we do get an update there as Skeptic now at 150 HP eats the stink grenade to the face again, and with only 2 builds left, Clicks now knocked and nades flying on in. Oh, the 150! The 150 makes the difference! Can Skeptic clutch right now? You see the panic stick, he actually sticks himself right there. Skeptic with no builds, relying on just this hand cannon. Can they get the full elimination with the extra HP? It looks like they'll decide to fall back and eliminate Clicks right now. Skeptic looking to try to cut down this player. They have knocked. How many mats will he get? Looks like 12 total builds. Might be a difference maker in this one. Through, wall in place, not gonna happen as of yet. Tries to get a shot.
Oh my gosh! The clutch from Skeptic.
And you see he shakes his head right there, does get the job done. The one-shot headshot from the hand cannon, 150 to the dome, swings the battle in his favor. No mats, no teammate, no problem as Skeptic gets the job done.
I said it before and I'll say it again, he's one of the most confident players that we have seen in the World Cup, and right there, literally standing in the open to bait a shot so he could hit that 150 with a hand cannon is huge.
He knew he needed to do something to swing the tide of that battle. It's literally nearly impossible to win with 0 mats and they have the high ground. And guess what? As the player went down to thirst his teammate, well, things worked in his favor as he hits the shot. Saf and Zate, who had a 3-point lead on second place heading to this game, currently at 0 points earned so far, but still in a position where they can earn a lot off placement and finish strong to be crowned world champions. We'll see if it goes their way. They do have 1 heavy sniper, 4 shadow bombs. You see in the inventory of Saf, and a launch pad too. So a lot of items to use in the late game, Dr. Lupo.
Another player flying in, Wishy DP. Gustavox 8. Below Stompy, Shinken, a duo that I want to have my eyes on quite a bit. We see a quick little edit fight here through the wall, and they pick off Zexro and Vinny inside their own build.
Zexro and Vinny, I believe, were top 3 or top 5 heading into this game, so an unfortunate ending for them. And all things considered, you know, Stompy and Chinkin were a duo with an average placing in the online qualifiers of 1.8 across the 5 weeks.
I think it was the highest average of any duo.
And we haven't really seen much of them today, so finally seen a little bit from that duo, as many people had very high expectations. Chapix running away right now, nearby as well.
Back, applying some pressure there to a ramp being built up. Chapix kind of all by himself between 2 duos here, Dubs and Mega. The heavy snipe to drop Dubs down. He's gonna have to build back just a little bit, reconnect. Make sure your structures are held up by more than just one there, and somebody's got their eye on Dubs still. Gonna jump inside a pyramid, hold that edit. Mega sitting up on top of the windmill in a baller. Just kind of waiting at this point. They're just barely, you saw for just a second.
Yeah.
67 damage above the threshold.
But look, because it's a 70-player threshold and this lobby has dropped quicker, Storm Shield pops up, 1 player gets eliminated to drop the lobby down to 69, and immediately the storm threat is over. So Storm Surge pops up for a second, but the Storm Surge shuts down on this second zone when the player count drops below 70. So only 1 player had to go down. That's exactly what happens. So the players below the damage threshold right there do just escape for the moment, as the threat is gone for right now.
1 minute remaining to the next circle. The final match for the duos competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. Still anybody's game. Like you said, $15 million on the line, and Saf and Zate are really pushing for that first place position. Applying pressure from above, gonna drop down. Just a little bit of damage, but not the best spot to sit and try and fight that. Saf's gonna back up top and use that final mini, 149 total HP. And I was literally about to say, can still go down to a heavy snipe to the body, and that may be exactly what happened. Luckily at that range, Zate can still pick Saf up. Less pressure comes in from that duo that just took that shot.
They just get updated that Mitro was just eliminated, but remember folks, this is Zate and Saf on your screen, who are our current leaders today. Saf knocked. It looks like Zate's gonna try to go for the revive, and no one's nearby. Talk about a perfect scenario for them to be able to get a revive in. That could have spelled disaster. But up off the ground goes Saf, and they can breathe a sigh of relief as they're both back in play.
Looks like the players that took the shot sitting at that modern building at Loot Lake, the north side there, still inside the safe zone. Meanwhile, the spread of all these players starting to tighten up just a little bit. Mongrel, one of the most popular EU players, all on his own right now. Mongrel, Mitro, 10 points behind first, 2 points behind 5th overall going into this match. They are so close to the top of the leaderboard, Jack. Saf and Zate, by the way, first going to this match.
Continue to keep watching exactly where the players stack up. Mongrel, all the pressure on him. There's one thing you can see, legendary rocket launcher. The way Mongrel makes the most incredible performance of his entire life is if he can somehow get high ground late game and use the maxed ammo rocket launcher to just fire down shots and gain multiple eliminations. And there's an 86 tag right away with that legendary infantry rifle.
Sees the build down at the bottom, looking just to take any shot he can, any damage he can deal. With eliminations, even just 1 or 2, maybe Keys is lucky, and Rush flying in. Right-siders just a second. Meanwhile, Aqua and Nyrox, the back-to-back winners, looking to pick up their 3rd duo victory royale. Here in a second, catches an opponent inside the same box. The duo looks to follow through, take the wall, the shots through, and the back-to-back healing may happen. Still applying pressure, and there it is.
And you see the excitement right there. Every point they get is an opportunity to make this comeback happen and a potential win for the European region. I just saw Chinken go down in the elimination feed, and they've got chunk splashes galore. Still get back up to full health, and still scrappy game right now for Zate and Saf. 0 points on the board, and they are nowhere close to earning placement points at this one.
A minute remaining before the next storm. They're gonna have to position themselves to move. Before too long, pressure is going to happen on the rotation. You're going to see players in positions to take advantage of people moving in from the outside of the storm. When we get to circle 5 to 6, when the half and half happens, that's kind of when everything gets a little crazy, right? Yeah. The elimination feed is full of players getting knocked and finished by the storm. Potentially, you have duos going down at that point, but right now, Saf and Zate biding their time. They don't want to burn too many materials this early. 60 possible builds in Saf's inventory, 50 in Zate's. Don't have to move just yet.
Reminder for everyone watching at home, this is our final game today. At the end of this, the score will be tallied and we will crown our first ever Fortnite World Cup champions, our Fortnite World Champions, live from the Arthur Ashe Tennis Stadium here in New York City. Stay involved in the conversation. Use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup before, well, everything goes insane in these next few moments. The 4th zone has popped on up. 56 players left, 34 duos. Who will take the final victory royale?
Now, Rojo and Wolfies all the way up top, on top of the hill here. They do have at least one baller. They have an opportunity to move. Looks like Rojo's going to make that move. Wolfie's just kind of waiting, biding his time, maybe looking to take a shot at somebody. Baiting your teammate, not the worst idea. Rojo's going to move down to this little camp underneath, this tiny little shack, and farm up everything that he can. Materials, like we've said before, we'll say it again. You always see late games where it comes down to potentially who does and does not have builds remaining. So getting those couple materials can be key. Wolfies, you heard the snipe shot there. Looks like nobody got connected with it. Still waiting above 107 builds in that inventory. Mega and Dubs down underneath. Literally right next door. Bell, Mongrel, across the street, 4ZR and nowhere. Saf and Zate. So many players bunched up in the same structures right now. This might be the time for players like Mega and Dubs to take shots through. That's why they're editing the windows. They're looking for players rotating or even getting pressured from others that may be around them to shoot in on the same surfaces, see if they can pick up those leaders.
Remember, Dubs and Mega currently top 5 in this tournament. Still looking to be able to break on through, to make some noise. The battle for first continues. The top 5 duos still all in play. Storm Surge did just pop up, but it's only for the top 50 players right now. So 2 more players need to drop, and Storm Surge will be over.
Just a quick note, I saw in the feed a moment ago, Nyrox, one of the back-to-back duo winners, picked up an elimination on Skeptic in the feed.
Dude, this is so close.
Tough day for them, but yes, 31 duos. More than half of the lobby needs to go down before we even get to placement points. And Nyrox and Aqua are sitting on 4 total right now, which is huge for them.
They're already in the next zone. They're on the high ground. They've got 5 shadow bombs, near max materials, 4 shockwave grenades, already 4 limbs. Ben, they could somehow do this. They actually are in an incredible position to win another game, and there they just eliminated Ronaldo. The 5th elimination for Nyrox. and Aqua. They've already got another player down to just HP too.
At this point, imagine 3 victory royales in a row for this duo would be absolutely definitive that this is one of the best, if not the best duo in Fortnite right now.
This is insanely intense right now. So much on the line for these players. They're boxed on up. Keep in mind, the average age of the players here today, 16, and what is that update? That's Nyrox and Aqua.
Jack, it's 1 point between first and second.
1 point away from first, but there, Zayt gets an elim. Now 2 points away again. Saf with an elim as well.
It was the same player, was the knock.
Okay, they were the knocking him. Okay, but still, either way, within a couple points of first place, and on the top left, the team in second. On the bottom right, the team in first. Who will become the first ever Fortnite World Champions?
Go, rotation occurring. Mongrel on the feet, picking up
Dubs!
Dubs.
He just knocked out. He just elim Dubs.
Saf and Zay waiting on the bottom. Only 1 elim, but it doesn't really matter at this point. They just need to focus on positioning and catching players on rotation. Funk at the top of your screen. Tons of players bunched up near each other. Mongrel, and it just peak shots the rocket out. See if pressure can happen there. Mongrel may be able to pick up an elim soon. An RPG late game in competitive Fortnite, super advantageous, especially if you have players that are on move. Get a shot just in front of him, just going for these quick edits. Mongrel's looking for any chance he can get to take shots at players that do not know that he's there.
And remember, earlier in today's competition, it was Mitro who winds up living all the way to the end by himself and getting 5 extra elims, which put them into the top 3 after just game number 1. Now it's Mongrel's turn to do the same. The new pickup for FaZe Clan looking to clutch on up. Putting shots down range. I believe this is Mega, one of his teammates on FaZe, who's on the other side of that metal, and he's not relenting with this pressure. Both of these duos actually in our top 10 right now. The new zone pops on up, and this is a full moving zone. Did he get the elim? He did! Mongrel with the elimination onto Mega. Just single-handedly took down Dubs and Mega.
I don't know if you saw that when the elim popped up on his screen. The eyebrows raised just a little bit. He may have even been surprised that he picked that one off. That's a huge point for that duo.
Absolutely within arm's reach of making this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the final moments of the Fortnite World Cup Duos competition. Who will take home $3 million and the title of Fortnite World Champion? Mongrel trying to put his name into the hat. 3 eliminations so far. Storm Surge has begun, but they're far and away above it. He uses his last Shadow Bomb, though, Dr. Lupo.
Over 1,000 damage above, but yeah, that last mobility piece, that might be a mistake we'll have to see here in a second. The move so far, though, that maybe that was his only choice to stay in this. Look at the left side of your screen right now, folks, is insanity. So many players making their way across in even the same structures built by their opponents. 36 total players. We're at 23 duos remaining. 8 more duos need to go down before we get to the placement points. And with how close first, second, third, all those placements are to each other, every single point is going to matter coming down to the last moments here.
Saf all by himself now. You see Aqua weak, Nyrox weak. Players dropping another shockwave, using it all the way ahead of the zone. It could be a game-saving play on the bottom right of your screen. Aqua's all by himself. Mongrel now 1 shot. This could be the end. No, he gets 50 health. Mongrel gets 50 health. He'll live to see another day as the zone doesn't take him yet. Can the young god make it happen? No! The player turns and rips him in 2 as he does drop out there. They will not finish atop our leaderboards.
Immediately after Stompy picks up the elim on Mongrel, Nate Hill takes him out, and we're down to 22 players left.
We're down to the top 15.
Everybody's just picked up placement points for the leaderboard standing, which is key. Everybody on the board right now still in huge contention. Landjock goes down to the top. Chapix and Epic Whale have the ultimate high ground on every player that's left in the match. Nate Hill flying just barely outside of the storm. He will contend. He does go down right there. Rojo, multiple players still in Ballers. The Rocket, an attempt to break Rojo's the Baller. The RPG rotates away from it. Look at the top left of the screen though, Jack.
Only 1 duo left. Epic Whale on the high ground all by himself. Cease and Elevate, the last duo alive in this game, can still make something happen. They were in a very similar situation earlier on. Shots still coming out through. Aqua with one, but he goes down. We'll have to see where they end up as we look to crown our champions. 8 players remaining, 7 different squads. Again, the only duo still left, Cease and Elevate. They're currently at 4 total eliminations. Rojo on the bottom right of your screen, the left side, the full lobby left. Arkram still in this 4ZR as well. Keenstar with so little HP, can't take a bit of storm damage. Cease goes down, Elevate within a limb. Epic Whale raining down shots. Rojo trying to panic build in these last moments. 6 players left in this game.
Still a full duo, though. There we go. Elevate goes down. Cease eliminated as well. It's 4 solos remaining. These are the final moments of the duos competition for the Fortnite World Cup. We have 4 players remaining with Arkram sitting at the highest elim count. Oh, Hosuckus got to build up. Still in the safe zone. A quick 180 and he can't quite catch that elimination.
Arkram 1 versus 1. Arkram versus the player up top. There's just no way. There's just no way. Arkram though, 6 elims, but 4ZR in the end will take the final game with the victory royale. 10 placement points earned. What a performance in the final moments right there. As that was our final game. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for all our players today. Here are the last moments again. I mean, there's just no way, Dr. Lupo. 4ZR, health advantage in the zone. Arkram did what he could. Still a beautiful performance at 16 eliminations, or 6 eliminations, sorry, and 2nd place in that one. But either way, folks, we'll see exactly how it all plays on out here. There's the replay. My gosh, Dr. Lupo, my heart is racing right now. I can barely put a thought together, I'm not gonna lie.
A valiant effort from Arkram right at the end there to try and hold out the campfire down, but not enough materials and the shots from above from 4ZR. Like you said, material advantage, HP advantage, every advantage in the world. It was his game to win.
Yeah, and I'm looking around right now, a lot of people on their feet here in this venue for where we will soon find out who will be crowned the first ever Fortnite World Champion, who will have their lives changed forever as they win $3 million combined between the two. Millions watching online. Send right now. Tweet out who you think took it home. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get it trending. Who do you think won? I think we've got an idea, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything until the official leaderboards come out, or else I will be kicked off this stage and never allowed back.
Security will actually spear tackle it.
Yeah.
It's true. They told me before we got up here.
Look, an immovable object. As now we still await the final scores. Dr. Lupo looking back on today with solo competition still to happen tomorrow. What are your big takeaways from the games we saw?
I think we saw upsets and for some teams that a lot of people had talked about were going to go above and beyond gameplay that they had seen before. That being said, there was a lot of confidence, and you love to see that, especially from every player on the stage right now. 100 of the best players in duos that we have ever seen. They have to realize that they beat every other challenger to get here, Jack.
There's an energy in this room right now. I'm just looking around. Everyone has their cameras ready for when the announcement comes. Again, we're tallying every little bit so we know exactly who won it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys want to hear who will be the first ever Fortnite World Champions? I think they do. The results are in. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the first ever Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nyrox! Two victory royales make the difference right there. The win and $3 million, Dr. Lupo. Ladies and gentlemen, again, your new Fortnite World Champions!
Two victory royales, Jack. An incredible day of gameplay for them. The look on their faces, too.
I can't believe it.
No idea.
I cannot believe. Again, you got to remember.
How do you react to that? How do you react to that, Jack?
They're left in the dark as this loads on up. They have no idea how it's going to break all on down. They are our first ever Fortnite World Champions here for duos. we're going to get you guys the full standings breakdown to see how it all played on out. But again, they take it home. 2 wins make the difference. To be exact, I think exact, 1 point made the difference. One elimination across 6 games made the difference. That shows how close these games are.
It says a lot about the score, the skill, and everything, but there it is on your screen. Nyrox, Aqua, $3 million in prizing, and across the top 10 there, an incredible display of skill. Rojo and Wolfies, Elevate and Cease, Saf and Zate, Arkram and Falconer, Mongrel and Mitro, Mega and Dubs, Darox and Items, Zexro and Vinny, and Vato and Skype, your top 10 duos for the World Cup.
And just to reiterate, $3 million for Aqua and Nyrox, $2,250,000 for Rojo and Wolfies. Cease and Elevate, $1.8 million. Saf and Zate, $1.5 million earned. And in 5th, Arkram and Falconer, $900,000. Congratulations to everyone that made it this far to the Fortnite World Cup Finals. Here are our top 20. Remember, folks, do not go anywhere. We still have our trophy presentation to celebrate our winners, Aqua and Nyrox, but a great performance from everyone in the top 20, from everyone who made it to here across weeks of grueling competition, months of grueling competition. It pays off in a big way.
And it's funny to look at a leaderboard like that with all the prizing on the screen.
Yep.
Jack, it almost looks like a typo. Based on everything that we've done in the past, all the competitions for Fortnite that we've had the opportunity to commentate together, you see $3 million and you think there's a couple extra zeros, but I assure you folks,
it's correct.
That is correct.
That is correct, and that is the end of the duos competition, but it's now time to crown our champions, to hand over the trophies, and to do that, it's none other than Golden Boy.
This was awesome, top to bottom, the best Fortnite competition you could have possibly had asked for. And in the end, one duo reigned supreme. So let's go ahead and make it official right here in the winner's circle. Welcome to the stage, Cooler, Aqua, and Nyrox. Gentlemen, the trophy is yours. Your Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nyrox! Gentlemen, I want to get your thoughts here real quick and just talk to you about this monumental moment in your lives. How does it feel? I know that's a really generic question, man, but you just won $3 million. How do you feel, buddy? Fair enough. For you, my friend.
We legit had the worst start ever. Like, the first 3 games was awful, and then, like, I don't know what happened. We just popped off.
Why do you guys think that you're here right now? What happened? What did you end up doing differently that separated you from the rest of the pack and allowed you to get in that first place position?
I think it's the amount of hours we put into this game and how serious we take it.
That's right. And now, obviously, I understand you do have some family that's here as well. You've made them very proud. Who are you playing for here today?
Like, for my mom, she always supports me, and it's just insane what happened. Like, I don't know what to say. It's insane.
For you, my friend.
All my friends, my family, my father, and Itke.
All right. Well, you're definitely going to have a lot more fans now, man. Once again, your 2019 Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nyrox.
that's going to do it for us here at the Arthur Ashe Stage.